Mm.
That'd probably be annoying though.
So
People trying to compare you to fucking another battle
yeah,
rapper. You want to be your own.
when people when people see something that they've never seen before, they usually try to relate it to the closest thing that they've seen
Yeah.
previously. You know, so
But I've heard
that's what it
a
is.
lot of
That's all
people
it
say that
is.
you guys would have like a crazy battle.
That's
Yeah.
dope, bro. So like, yo, I want to start off real sick. We have real sick. None do your thing.
On the
What's that?
podcast, for those who don't know, we have Real Sick in the building. He's a battle rapper from New Jersey. And we'll post some clips up so you can see what he does, and maybe he could freestyle at the end or something. But you'll learn all about him today, and
Let's get started,
yeah,
man.
let's get it started.
So what? First Punjabi battle rapper official? You'd say?
Yeah. There was one guy in Australia like 10 years ago or something like that,
Yeah.
but he didn't really do anything, you know.
Uh-huh.
But as far as battle rap goes, yeah, because I know there's like Noise and B Magic, shout out to them, and
Oh, yeah.
Humble the Poet. There's other rappers,
Yeah.
but yeah, in battle rap, yeah, first Punjabi.
That's sick, man. How'd that start?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Where'd this begin from, man? Like,
Well, I'm not just a battle rapper. I'm a rapper. So like I make music, I perform shows, I do everything, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I first started rapping, I started rapping since I was like 8 years old. And like Punjabi culture is very musical, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the Gurdwara, there's music playing.
Yeah.
Like our music gets played at everybody's wedding, right?
Yeah.
So I was always into music, but I didn't really relate to anything until I heard hip hop.
Yeah.
And when I started learning how to rap and doing my research, because I was born in '94,
Uh-huh.
so I started listening to all the people that came before me,
Yeah.
you know? And when I was doing that, I got introduced to the concept of like the difference between an MC and a rapper, right? Like there's different kind of rappers. You got like the storytellers, fast rappers, the club rappers, whatever. And an MC is supposed to be able to do everything,
Yeah.
right? So battle rap was part of it. So when I was in high school, I would just battle people like in the hallways and stuff, like for fun. And then I just took it. I watched battle rap forever too. So around like 2015, I was 19, 20 years old, and I joined the UW tournament. For people that don't know, if you know who Arsenal is, he's probably one of the most viewed battle rappers ever. He has a league in Jersey called UW, and they were doing a 16-man tournament, and I won the tournament. So that's where it started from.
Damn, so you just went in there, destroyed everyone.
Fuck, started off in high school. So wait, when you were
Yeah.
battling in high school, you just randomly show up and just start
People like,
fucking
oh,
freestyling,
in the
or-
background.
Well,
crazy.
there was a lot of rappers in my school,
Yeah.
right? So like for the longest time, I didn't show people my rap. I didn't show people my raps until like 8th grade
Uh-huh.
because I was like polishing up and trying to like get better and better and better.
Uh-huh.
But in like 9th grade, there was a lot of rappers there. I was a freshman, you know what I mean? And there was a bunch of seniors that didn't know who I was. Everybody in my grade knew who I was. So like, it was always weird for people to, they've never seen a Punjabi rapper before, right?
Yeah.
So then anytime somebody would be like, yo, he raps, they would be like, what? You know what I mean? So I had to kind of show my skills or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So then sometimes people would like try to come at me, and then I would just destroy them after, you know? So that's what high school was. It was more so fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes if I was battling somebody that I didn't know, like I used to go to a studio in like Newark, and there was sometimes there were rappers in those neighborhoods that I would battle, and we would put like $20 on the line or something, and I would kill that shit too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just part of being a rapper, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you like, so for your battles, has there been anybody that like you didn't like?
Personally,
That personally didn't
I
like?
feel like I'm
Like it was
fucking-
actual like beef?
Murder 'em.
Because your
Nah,
bars are
nobody
pretty
I
like,
didn't-
intense, right?
Yeah, bro, you go.
You
hard.
go like
Yeah,
AK-47 to the fucking dome. I don't even know. Like,
Right. Well, that's part of battle rap.
That's part
Battle
of the
rap
culture,
is
yeah.
very
Yeah.
it's aggressive. You know what I mean? I don't think there was anybody that I didn't like. There was this one guy. I don't even want to say his name because then it'll give him shine or whatever. But that was like talking a lot of shit the day of,
Yeah.
and then maybe I'll tell you guys after the interview. But like during the battle, you could see me being aggressive, like pushing him around and shit.
In
And
his face.
because I'm very humble, like,
Yeah.
or at least I try to be. I'm a very calm person. You know what I mean? I don't ever try to make myself look like I think I'm the shit. You know what I mean? I'm always complimenting people. But like this, so when you talk shit to me, it's kind of like, what are you doing, bro? I didn't even say anything.
Yeah.
But then I don't want to go there in real life. That's what battling is for. You know what I mean? It's kind of to not do it that way. So, but I'm not afraid to take it there. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And then he like, it was all handshakes and smiles after the battle. So I was like, what were you doing the whole time before?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only time. Mostly it's looked at as a sport. You know what I mean? It's very competitive, and people are just there to just show like what they do and try to be the best.
What's your like writing process like?
Yeah, I want to know that.
Like, how do you get? Because
So-
like, if you don't have like personal problems, like, you know, like in the UFC, right? They're battling each other, like Khabib, Conor McGregor. That's like a personal, like, you know, beef
Yeah.
with each other,
Right.
right? And like they
Right.
use that to their advantage or to their disadvantage. So like, what do you guys use as like your
So wait,
motivation?
quick
kind of
question
thing?
before you answer that. You know who you're battling this upcoming battle, right?
Yeah. So battling is like boxing or UFC now, to where battles get booked instead of just showing up and battling whoever's there.
Yeah.
Right? It's more organized now. There's a lot more money in it. Drake just sponsored the URL with that caffeine app.
Well, that's it.
It's on his Instagram if you guys haven't seen that yet. But yeah, it's more of a business now. So the more popular you get, then you have prices and certain accommodations that you have to have for every battle. And then there's round limits, like time limits. You know what I mean? Like 3 rounds, 3 minutes, or 2 minutes per round, or this is a 1 rounder that's 5 minutes, whatever. There's more stuff to negotiate and talk about. So yeah, it gets booked in advance. And because since it's an event, like a URL is the biggest league, right? So let's say they have an event with 500 people coming there. Each ticket is going to be about $100. So they want the fans to get their money's worth. So they don't want you on stage freestyling for 9 minutes. They would much rather have you be fully prepared. So yeah, you'll get a call and they'll be like, we're throwing an event on this date. We want you, here are a couple options. Who do you want to battle? Or they'll already have somebody in mind. And then they just, you work out the business, how much you're going to get paid, travel, stay, whatever. And then you just start going from there. So yeah, in advance for those reasons.
Yeah.
And now in the internet era, you can like research your opponent. Like I said, it's like being a boxer. You can the same way a boxer will watch the game tapes and see, like, all right, he punches like this, his style is like this, his weakness is over here. You do the same thing with battles. So like, if I'm somebody that has a high punch rate, where I punch every 2 to 4 bars, and I'm battling somebody that takes 12 bars to get to a punch, I know that that's a weakness. You know what I mean? And you could just see things like that. You could see what to look out for, what their strengths are. So as far as my writing process is weird. I call it writing. It's not really technically writing though. It's like, so like whatever idea I get, I'll just write what the words that I'm rhyming with, right? Because I rhyme a lot. So like I'll rhyme the last couple words instead of just the last word. And I'll just write those down, just the enders, like the words that I'm rhyming with, because that way you're kind of memorizing it as you're writing it. Because now I have to know the whole line that comes before it. You know what I mean? Instead of just reading a whole line and having it structured in that way. And also I don't structure my shit like a play, like in the sense of, okay, these 60 bars are in the first and then these 60 are the second. It's like I write stuff in sections. So like if I'm battling somebody that that's like a teacher on the side,
Yeah.
and I'll have a whole angle about that, and then I'll have another angle about his name or something like that,
Yeah.
and then I'll know in my mind, okay, I'm gonna use this section in the third, this in the second. But if I'm in the battle and he mentions it in the first, I can just take that section and say it. So now I'm completely rebuttaling what he said. It's like playing chess in the moment.
Because
You
I've
know?
seen that you've
Um,
rebutted people on the
Yeah.
Curry jokes now. You know,
Like
the
the
whole
all-
sick
Yeah.
and all
Right.
that
Right.
stuff. That's
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
getting bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, in the beginning, yeah, those are funny, but now that shit's just getting like.
I think
overly
you've
used.
gone
Yeah.
past a level where they can't really come at you with those jokes
Yeah.
anymore because you've like
Yeah.
proved yourself that like you're no joke.
Well,
Just from what I've seen, like your progression.
Yeah, I agree with you guys, but that's from our point of view because we've been on this journey, right?
Yeah,
To other people, so like the URL has 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm getting introduced to a whole nother audience.
Makes sense.
So
Yeah.
they might have not seen the other battles where people talk about that shit. So but it does have like a expiration date on it to where
Yeah.
it's gonna look corny
Yeah.
after people always bring it up, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to like have like a whole like premeditated rebuttal thing, like, all right, if he says this, I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like that only makes your opponent look weaker. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm battling somebody that's fat and my whole round is about them being fat, it's gonna get tiring after a while.
Yeah.
You know? So
I see what you
It's
mean.
intense, bro. It's pretty intense. Like memorizing
Yeah,
all
definitely.
that,
Yeah.
and then going
Mhm.
in. It's, like you said, it's a game of chess.
So how are like the different like battle leagues? Like how do you choose like which one you want to go for, or like where do you want to end up, or like in like where do you want to
Well-
go with battle rap?
uh-huh. So URL is the biggest league,
Yeah.
right? They're the ones who
That's where you're
battlers-
battling this week.
Yeah, I'm on URL now.
Okay.
So like the first Sikh to be on URL. It's a big thing, right?
Congrats, bro.
Thank you, bro. But yeah, so they'll when they have a talent that they want to develop, they'll have you in rotation in their events,
Yeah.
right? So I know the battles that I'm gonna do after this next one too. They're on URL too,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm gonna continuously battle on URL till my profile keeps getting bigger and bigger. They've taken a liking
Mhm.
to my talent, so they call you. You know what I mean? And then when you have enough of a profile, you can call them and say, "Yo, I want to battle this guy," and then they'll make it happen. You know?
Who are you battling?
I'm battling a guy named Next
Yeah.
in LA. He's a young kid over there.
Next.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
moving on past
This-
you.
right.
But yo,
I have a lot of.
how do you know if you've won a battle? They don't really like announce that at the end of rap battles, right?
Well, they'll
Yeah, I
tell
never
me
understood
a couple
that.
names, right?
Yeah.
They'll tell me a couple names, and then I'll be like, "Let me call you back," and then I'll go watch the footage. I'll watch like a battle from each of the names and be like, "All right, I think me and this guy would be a better matchup." I'm not trying to just body people anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I people watch a body once. You know what I mean? If it's a contestable fight, if it's a good fight, people will usually go back to it more, which means it'll get more views and it'll get spread more. I've learned that throughout just battling. Every time I destroyed somebody, people would watch it once and then that was it. And then these other guys who I still might be clearly winning, but they put up a better fight, those get watched more. So I always try to pick somebody that is going to put up more of a fight. So this next guy, I'm still going to clearly win, but he's good.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Who do you think your best opponent was? I think it was that one
My-
guy.
What was that guy's name, man?
I forgot. I had it like 3-2. He was really loud, the black guy.
The Kala guy.
He like
yeah.
was like
Excel?
yeah.
It might have been.
XL, yeah.
yeah.
Do you think that was your best
That was-
opponent?
That's definitely one of my favorite battles too.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I remember hearing material against me that I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
You know
I
what I mean?
remember that.
So,
that
like-
there was 3 rounds, right?
Yeah.
3 rounds. I remember the first.
No,
round,
that one was one round.
one
Oh,
round.
one round.
You might be talking about somebody else.
Maybe then.
Then-
Maybe.
Maybe it was
If
someone
you're
else. I don't remember the other guys, but all I remember is
The other ones get boring. Yeah,
yeah, all
because
the other
it's
guys,
like
bro.
it's like you watch it and it's
Yeah.
like this guy actually like he sucks. Like so it's like
That
you know,
one guy
you know-
started forgetting his lines.
Yeah, that was
the,
funny.
the Mexican.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
How does that
You know
feel?
what's crazy about that battle?
Yeah.
The crazy thing about that battle is in the battle footage they show my round first and then they show the guy who
Yeah.
forgot his lines. But in real life he went first
Oh.
and he like forgot his lines and stuff and then I went and just obliterated him, right? So
Damn.
like
Why did they
they
show
do
it
that
like
so
that?
people don't so people don't click off the video if they've never seen that battle before and they click on it and they see the guy forgetting his lines and stumbling and stuff, they're gonna be like, all right, this is whack. So to prevent that, they put mine in front.
Because you're
you know?
usually the go second, and then that one you went first.
Yeah.
That,
Well, they decide that by a coin flip, so it's all to
okay.
you know
home
like
court advantage,
chance.
or anything like that.
Yeah, battle rap's starting to blow up now. Like I feel like it's
Yeah,
starting to be a
yeah.
big thing.
It's definitely been on a climb, but I feel like now, like with Drake sponsoring the events, and you know, a lot of people are, cause like all the big guys in the industry watch this shit,
Yeah.
but like
So
they don't tweet
entertaining.
about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause it's what they battle rap and rap used to never be separate. It used to be
Yeah.
Jay-Z was a battle rapper and he was a rapper. Eminem was a battle rapper and a rap. It was part of being a rapper, you know.
Yeah.
But then around like the mid 2000s, it became it like separated.
They were
So
under-
now you have rappers that have never been in a battle in their life, but they're making music. You know what I mean? It used to just be, and vice versa, battle rappers who just battle and don't make music.
Uh-huh.
It used to all just be one thing.
Yeah.
You know?
So how do you differentiate yourself from like being a battle rapper and wanting to be, because you still make music and stuff, right? So how
Right,
do you
right.
separate those things when you're getting so much fame and like attention in only one part of the thing,
Well-
or on one side more than the other?
Yeah, I always looked at battle rap as like the stepping stone, or like you know, a lot of rappers, if you're just starting, like just to get your music off, it's going to be really hard. You need to have some kind of a fan base, right? So me building a fan base through battle rap and then showing my music after is definitely gonna is gonna work. As far as it, the only thing that's hard is trying to write music when you have a battle coming up, because those are two completely different ways of writing. You know what I mean? Battle rap is such a dense form of writing because there's no beat behind you. I always say, making music is like the movies and battling is like theater. You know what I mean? In the sense of, like, when it's theater, there's nobody entertaining people, just you and your voice. That's it. When you're performing on stage and you have a beat behind you, you have a hook that people can sing along with. There's more elements that are entertaining people. You know. So and since battle rap is a cappella, it's such a dense form of writing. Every word has to be there for a reason. Whereas when you're making music is more of a vibe. You don't really need to have punchlines back and forth. You know what I mean? It's more so matching the mood of the beat.
Bro, but
Joe
that's what
Budden once said.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Joe Budden once said, "Music is what feelings sound like," and that's exactly what it is. You know what I mean? Whatever the beat is making you feel like, that's what your song has to sound like. So.
Yeah, bro, because I used to think like whenever I used to watch your battle raps, I'd be like, bro, man, imagine this guy rapping. Like, if he can do battle rapping
Right.
and making music should be so easy for him, right?
Yeah, it definitely is a little easier because, again, you don't have to like try so hard to say a double entendre every 4 bars, right?
Yeah.
When you're battling, every 4 to 8 bars, you can't go longer than that without saying something that's gonna get reaction, right? I could just be talking real shit on a song. I don't need to, or I could just have fun on a song where you can't rap fast in battles either. That's weird. Like I can't go, I can't do that. But like on a song, if I get like a trap beat or something, I can have fun with different flows and shit like that. And if you notice in my battles, I usually rap with a flow. There's usually a flow or a cadence to the way that I rap, and that comes from me starting from making music.
Oh, okay. So I was also gonna ask, like, where'd your confidence come from? Because like you
Yeah,
have
man.
like this like swagger to you, like when you're on the stage, and it's
no
like
fucks given.
like you don't care like what people think or what
Right.
you're gonna say. You know it's gonna like deliver. Is it because just how much you prepare, like how much like you put work into it? Like where'd your confidence come from?
It's more so from like experience. You know what I mean? When I first started rapping in front of people, like in middle school and high school and stuff, I was more so my head was down, right? And I was just rapping my shit, whatever.
Yeah.
But after experience, you kind of just gain that confidence. Like you know that you're good, right? Or you know that like I put enough time into this to make sure that it's not bad, right? Or like it just comes with it, man. And it's this warrior mentality that Punjabi people have. You know what I mean? So like that's where it comes from. It's basically showing like, because a lot of people, especially in America, aren't really familiar with Sikhs. You know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I know that I'm gonna be the first experience for a lot of people, and I'm not trying to represent Sikhs as, the guys with their heads down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, we're nice, we're cool, we're humble, but if you fuck with us, we're gonna fuck you up.
Oh, I respect that.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
it.
that's how I look at it. And yeah, confidence just comes after like a while of you doing it. So
Yeah, I was gonna get into
That's-
that
yeah.
too. Like you use Sikhism and you use references all the time in your
That's
rap
dope.
battles. Like
That's dope.
I saw this. They were doing a reaction to one of your videos, and these guys
Yeah.
literally they Googled the word Sikhism.
Yeah.
Like
Yep,
that's
yep.
the crazy. They didn't even know what it was at all, and they didn't like. Oh, yo, that's dope. That's what that
Yeah.
is.
Shout out to Battle Rap Trap, Di
Yeah.
the Handyman, everybody there. Yeah, that's kind of why I have Sikh in my name. I'm not the most perfect Sikh. I'm not super religious. I'm not baptized. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to say every Sikh is supposed to look like me. You know what I mean? Like that's like the translation of it, right?
Yeah.
I'm a Chucky or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best way. Like anytime I'm explaining it to people, that's
Yeah.
how I say it. But yeah, I'm not this most religious guy ever. I'm not trying to say every Sikh is supposed to look like me or do what I do, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to say like there are Sikhs that look like me. There are people that it's more so just bringing like light to the religion or
is,
to
bro.
our people.
It
You know what I mean? Like since Sikh is in my name, people, even if they're preparing for me, when they type in real Sikh, my stuff is gonna come up, but then you're gonna get stuff about Sikhism and Punjabi and shit like that. Shit in my URL battle,
Yeah.
the guy's whole second round was about like, oh, you guys believe in this, and then you
Yeah.
guys believe in that. You know what I mean? It just brings more attention to our people. So then when little Justpreet is in first grade, right? He doesn't have to answer too many
Oh, the fucking
questions,
cream
right?
catcher,
Yeah.
Yeah, people will kind of know. People will kind of know. You know what I mean? Because I used to get the dumbest questions. You get the dumbest questions like, "Do you shower with that on?" And it's like, no, dude, shut up. You know what I mean? Like that. So it's just to bring awareness to our people, I guess, and then but also do it in my own way.
Yeah.
So like if I have bars about Sikhism or whatever, they're usually rebuttals because my opponent said something about it. But yeah, it's more so. Also in battle rap, there's a lot of like Christians that came, and then there's like a whole Christian battle rap group, and people try to compare Sikhism to Christianity, which like in the sense of super religious people aren't supposed to be like warriors, and so I try to show people like, yo, Sikhism is literally a religion of warriors. You know what I mean? Like it's literally when you get baptized, right? You get a sword.
Yeah.
You get a sword. That's one of the things you get. You get a sword.
That bar
It's part
was
of
fire.
our
man.
religion.
That bar was fire.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Let's
That was
hear
in
it, let's hear it
London.
again. What was it?
I said,
Let's hear this.
which one? The one in London, right?
Yeah, the one in
I said,
London with the blade.
I said, we're in the UK, homie, and here it was made law due to my faith only. I'm allowed to have a blade on me. and then I went into some whole like
That's sick.
knife bars, right?
That's actually
Because in London you're allowed to carry kirpans,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
So I knew that was my first time in London, so I knew having something about that would have been smart, you know.
Bro, that's dope because you're actually bringing light to Sikhism through what you're doing, and you're
Right.
gonna tap into a big market, which is gonna bring. Like, I
Mhm.
think that's something for a lot of the people, and just for us Punjabis in itself, we're starting to lose who we are, and it's
Mm.
dope how you're still keeping that out there, how you're accepting your Sarup as a
Yeah.
Sikh, and you're showing yourself out there, right?
But I also don't want people to get it confused. Like I'm trying to say that I'm the most perfect Sikh
Yeah,
ever, right?
yeah.
Like that's not what real Sikh doesn't mean. Like people always say that your name is real Sikh, then why do you trim your beard? And it's like, yo, that's not the point. I'm not trying to.
That's
Yeah.
not the point.
That's not why Sikh is in my name. I'm not saying it like I'm the most holiest Sikh
Yeah.
or something like that. You know what I mean? Like there's difference between principles and traditions, and certain traditions of Sikhism a lot of people don't follow, but that doesn't mean that they don't believe in the shit,
Yeah,
right?
That's facts.
So like a lot of people are still close-minded about
Very
especially in India.
Yeah,
But they're very like close-minded about shit like this. Like it's either this or it's not, and people have a very close-minded way of looking at just religion in general.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, it's hard for them to understand that if somebody doesn't follow religion the same way that you follow it, that they can still be a part of that religion.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I follow it this way, so if you don't do it this way, you're not Sikh.
Yeah.
And that shit is so stupid. You know what I mean?
That just goes
There's-
against what you're
But
believing
there,
in.
you know, in India, there's
Yeah,
so
again.
many ways people believe in Sikhism. Like some people follow it one way, some people.
Exactly.
So there's always that battle going on within our
Yeah.
own community. You know what I mean? So
Right,
how are we
exactly.
gonna? We're too busy battling with amongst ourselves. So how are we gonna fucking show the world what we really are, right?
We're already
And I
such
think
a
you're
small
doing, you're doing a bigger
Exactly.
job by fucking throwing that out there because you're putting light to something that a lot of people aren't, right?
Right,
And-
right.
and
I
I
appreciate
think that's
that.
dope, bro.
But yeah, that was one of the goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was also like getting the obvious out of the way. Hip hop is a black culture.
Yeah.
When have you seen a dude with a turban, battling? Like you've never seen it. So it's kind of like me getting it out of the way. Like, look, I'm not trying to be something else. This is me. I'm
Yeah.
sick. This is who I am.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So
Do you-
that was another reason.
Do you know the other battle? Like he was a brown battle rapper back in the day, but now he just made AR Paisley. You guys would have a sick battle.
A.R. Paisley. from
What's his
Toronto.
name?
His name's AR Paisley from Toronto.
I think somebody tagged me.
I think I
In
saw a
that-
tweet
that-
about it
that's-
too. He
Yeah,
some,
yeah,
like,
somebody-
A lot of people were looking at
I think
that.
he's more into like
Now he's more into music, but he used to
music.
battle rap. But
I
it
think
would
he's like-
still be crazy to
Oh,
see you
okay.
guys go at
I
it
think that'd be
together.
dope.
That'd be so sick.
Hey man, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I always say when people say, "Yo, you should battle this guy or this
Yeah.
guy." I always just say, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen.
Yeah.
And as far as battle rap goes, I'm not trying to have some random battle on a street corner now. Now it's a business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm in the
Yeah.
business now. So if you want to battle me, you got to be in the business. I got here through hard work. You got to get here too. You know what I mean? Like
Fact.
people will always try to get me to battle people who don't even have a battle on camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might just be dope rappers, and it's like, what are we gonna do? Like find the back of a 7-Eleven somewhere and battle or something like
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense.
You're
I get
done
paid.
with it,
I
yeah.
get flown out. I get, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, you paid your
there's a
dues.
structure to this. Yeah, exactly.
You've done those back behind the 7-Eleven, right? Now you're on a fucking another level, right?
Exactly.
Did you experience
Exactly,
racism
exactly.
when you were younger? Like growing up in
Did
America?
I what?
Experience
Sorry.
racism?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. 9/11 happened. I don't know how it was in Canada, but like
No,
America?
I was
in
too.
America?
I was pretty young.
Yeah, for you that must have been brutal. Bro.
Yeah?
Because you were right
yeah,
there too.
yeah. So like when
how
9/11
old were you?
happened, I was 6. I was born in '94. I was about to be 7
Okay.
in 2001. But I experienced racism before that, man. Just the way that people look at you. Like if me and my family were walking somewhere, and my dad has a full beard, turban, right, and then
Yeah.
there's just the way people will look at you is you can tell like some people don't know how to react to something when it's different, right?
Yeah.
Or people when they're different. So then after 9/11 happened, I was fighting probably every week for like a couple years because like I'd go to the Gurdwara and I'd hear other Sikh kids be like, yeah, I told the teacher, and it's like that doesn't happen. That doesn't do anything, because like the teacher's probably stereotypically racist too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so
Realistically.
that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then so like I would always just, if somebody said something, I'll just punch them in the face. So like I used to get into a lot of fights over shit like that. Until, so I was very like reserved
Yeah.
to myself. You know what I mean? Until like 6th, 7th grade. You know what I mean? But yeah, you of course, racism is a thing. Racism is built into America.
Yeah.
That's why you got this fucking Fudu in office right now, right? Like,
What do you think about who you voting for,
dumbass
Bernie?
Trump.
Fuck Trump, right?
I'm talking about Trump. Like
Yeah.
Trump is
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah.
he's
Are you
so
gonna
dumb.
go for Bernie then? We don't really.
Whoever's the Democratic nominee, that's who I'm gonna go for.
Bro,
man.
but there's a lot of
'Cause
Punjabis out there
A
voting
lot
for
of
Trump.
Punjabis
Well,
are
now-
voting for
now
Trump.
it's-
Yeah.
Now it's between Biden and Bernie.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I would prefer Bernie because Biden keeps fucking up too much. Like he can't even complete a full sentence without messing up his words. You know what I mean? And like if he's in a debate with Trump, who doesn't even talk about policies, and he's just gonna battle you the whole fucking debate, and then you're over here stuttering over the year that this got passed. Like that's not gonna work. You know what I mean? I would prefer for it to be Bernie. But if it's not, whoever the Democratic nominee is.
Man, you probably
But-
enjoy watching debates, eh?
What's up?
You probably enjoy watching debates.
I don't watch the debates because they're annoying and they're usually the same shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's the same fucking. It's the
Bullshit.
same questions.
Yeah.
We got fucking all these candidates on stage, so you each get 10 seconds to answer this deep question. Go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not a proper way to have a debate.
Yeah.
And if you base your decision off debates, then you're probably not that informed either.
It's all
You
good.
know what I mean?
Our
I
Prime
just
Minister's racist too.
Yeah. You got caught.
Trudeau, right? Is Trudeau still?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw the brown face stuff.
Well, yeah, what'd you think of that?
Yeah.
Did you think that was fucked up?
It's yeah, it is. But you know what it is? You always catch like white people doing shit like that because like they don't. I don't want to diss white people, but like when you don't have any like when you don't have any, I guess flavor is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Right, in your culture, like
Little
or
spice,
culture.
right?
What is your culture? Like what is your culture? Like black people have hip hop and jazz and all the music that they started, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. Spanish people have their own culture. Indian people have their own culture. What do white people have? Colonizing. Like that's it, right? Like
yeah.
what, like so people always try to white people don't experience discrimination until they try to do something that's not out of their culture. Like Eminem didn't experience discrimination until he got into hip hop, right? Fucking if a white guy tries to salsa dance, he's gonna experience discrimination in the salsa classes. You know what I mean? So like I think like Trudeau doing shit like that, he just didn't know. Or he was
Imagine
just
a white guy started
you know.
making Punjabi music tomorrow.
Yeah.
right.
Bro, that would be.
Would you ever make
Yeah.
Punjabi track?
Nah, I would never do that. I got offered a
saw
lot.
that
I got offered a lot, you know, to like rap on Punjabi songs, and I never like that because I'm hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Lyrical MC hip hop.
Yeah.
So like obviously I know Punjabi. I talk Punjabi with my parents, my family, whatever. But like rapping in Punjabi, like my vocabulary isn't as extensive in Punjabi as it is in English. You know what I mean? In English I know bigger words and my double entendres will mean more and whatever, right? But Punjabi I just know how to like carry conversations and shit like that. Like I'm fluent in Punjabi, but I'm not like a scholar, you know what I mean? So like that's one reason, and also it's not what I do. It's very gimmicky to me if like my whole fucking career I'm rapping, like rapidy rapping, right? And then I get on a love song about a girl and I have to start fucking rapping in Punjabi.
bars,
You know what I mean? Like yeah, that's never like I always hate that when like you have like a Punjabi singer singing his heart out, he's killing the track, and then here comes this other guy, hey yo girl, I always hate that.
It's actually
it's like you just messed the whole
man.
vibe up, bro.
Yeah.
You just messed the whole vibe up.
Punjabi people, like people that don't understand
Yo,
rap, think it's so dope, right?
But most
They're
of
like,
those verses come, the guy sounds creepy most of the time. You know?
Yo, yeah, exactly. And it's not like, yeah. So I would never. Maybe like it's
Never
like,
say never, right?
It would have to. I would. Yeah, that's why. That's why I'm saying maybe.
Yeah.
But like, it would have to be the right kind of song and
Musawala or
there's so
something
many-
like that. That would be like, pretty sick.
Musa.
Sonny Malton just like followed me and supported me and shit. So shout out to him. But
Bro, you passed that league. But what was I gonna ask you, bro? How are your parents? Are they supportive? With, are they like open?
They're so like because something is happening with it. You know what I mean? You know how Punjabi parents are. If you're just
100%.
doing it in like if I was just battling in the basement, they'd be like, "What are you doing? Go study." You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
but like, it's actually like they're getting like, since I stand out so much, I'll get recognized sometimes. Like I'm not super famous or anything, but like I mostly get recognized at other Indian functions, like wedding receptions, or if I'm at the Gurdwara or something like that. Like people will normally come up to me and like say what's up. So like they'll hear about me even when I'm not with them. Like somebody will come up to them like, "Oh, I saw this, you know what I mean? I saw that battle he did," or whatever, you know? So like, and I'm getting flown out places, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm just driving somewhere, like having an entry fee and just battling some nobody, you know? Like it's official now, you know what I mean? So yeah, they're supportive of it. And my parents are very open-minded, you know, when it just comes to just life. So
Who's somebody that you want to battle, like your ultimate like person?
I mean, obviously, all the greats. You know what I mean? Like Loaded Lux, Disaster, Murder Mook, whatever. Right? Like all the guys that have been super successful in battle rap. But I know that those would be like the final boss, right? But I know that I'm not there yet. I'm still building. Like a lot of people will get to URL and think like the work is done. You know what I mean? This is where the work starts. This is where I'm basically building my resume, you know? So that's probably in the future. I'm not even thinking about that right now. The main thing I'm thinking about is just consistently putting on good performances and just building credit with the fans so they know every time they see me, I show up, I kill shit, you know? That's my main focus right now.
So I'm excited, man. When's this gonna be? When's this happening? When's it going down?
Yo, your audio's kind of
When's
staticky.
it happening?
Can
next?
you hear me?
Can you hear? Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Hello.
A little bit. It's kind of staticky. Hold on, say something again.
Hello.
Oh, that's better. That's better. Yeah, that's better. My bad.
Wait, what did you
I
ask?
said, when's this going down? When's the battle? Like, when do we get to?
Next week, March 14th. It's in LA. It's the first all judged card on URL.
Oh, okay.
So usually the battles aren't judged.
Yeah.
So this time, these are gonna be judged, and yeah, it's dope. It's super dope.
Who else?
Can't wait.
There's a bunch of people on the card. Then?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people on the card. It's not a huge card, so there's no like superstars on it or anything. But a lot of superstars are going to be in the building. I know some of the so like Geechee Gotti just headlined the last Smack event, or URL event that Drake sponsored. He just headlined it. He's going to be one of the judges. That was another thing. So I was out there for that event
weren't you
in
with
Atlanta.
those guys from Wild and Out Link last week?
Yeah. So like they were all
How was
there.
that? What was that about?
So URL threw their first. So all right. So Drake's has an app, or like he's sponsoring an app called Caffeine, right? And Caffeine and Drake are working with URL. So like they streamed the event on Caffeine. It was the first event streamed on Caffeine, and it was in Atlanta. And I was out there, and the biggest shock to me was that everybody knew who I was. Like all the superstars over there, all the bosses, the people in charge, whatever, they all knew who I was. And that was crazy to me because like these are the guys that are like, battle rapping is what they do. They get 10 grand per battle, and they're battling every month or two. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need to have a job. They're doing this shit. So like, and they all knew who I was, and they were telling me how excited they were. You know what it is? A lot of battle rappers, new guys that they see, they all sound the same. They all look the same. Nobody stands out. And I think since I stand out, it kind of makes a lot of the guys that have been doing this for a while, it makes them excited. Yeah. They're like, all right, let's see what this guy's gonna do. So yeah, that was crazy. What's up?
I was gonna say there's no real like gimmick when it comes to like, you know, you watch some other ones, they have like that kind of like nerd gimmick, or they got like
everybody
like,
a lot of guys will either sound like somebody that's already popping, or they're relying too much on a gimmick, like like you said, the nerd gimmick, or you know, like self-deprecating bars. Yeah, like you'll never hear me say any self. Yeah, that's
you know, people
so corny
you're
to
talking
me.
about yourself to like make yourself look worse, and so the opponent can't really say anything about you. Like you were saying, I'm a piece of, like, you know, it's just weird.
And it's the oldest trick in the book. I mean, Eminem did it in 8 Mile, like when he the last fucking battle, and he was like, I do all this, now tell me something you don't know about me. Yeah. And like people think that like works today. It doesn't really work. You know what I mean? Like, but sorry, what was the question? Oh, how was it? Yeah, and then
made you forget the
question. I go on long tangents. My bad. But like Charlie Clips was there. My verse from Wildin' Out was there. To me, it was just crazy meeting like the guys that I look up to, like Rum Nitty. If you guys don't know who that is, he's one of the dopest. He's like the punchline king right now because he thinks of ridiculous shit. Like, I got to meet him, and then Twerk, that's Drake's favorite battle rapper. He knew who I was, and like he was telling me, yo, I was just watching this battle from you the other day. Like, just meeting people like that was so crazy to me, you know. And it was a dope experience. I networked a lot, you know.
That's it. And give you like inspiration for this next battle a little bit?
I didn't really get to watch the battles too much because I was talking to people a lot, and then
no, I mean like talking and meeting those people. Did that like give you more inspiration?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because now it lets me know, like, when all you have is like Twitter or Instagram or social medias or whatever, you see the love through a screen. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you go there in person and you see the love in person, the support in person, it definitely motivates you. Now I know for a fact that the eyes are on me. You know what I mean? Before it was just me thinking it. Even though I saw people on social media saying shit, it was just that. It was just reading a sentence versus meeting somebody and them saying, yo, we want, you know, we're looking forward to what you're about to do. So yeah, it definitely gives motivation.
That's dope, man. It's actually
man. That's crazy. Yeah, we've been watching. How long have we been watching?
Man, I remember the last battle we watched. Remember the guy started talking about, like, he kind of tried to gain people's pity.
Remember the guy, the UK guy, when he started talking about his like mom and his sister. I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Like, we were just like, we're sitting there watching, and they were like, "Come on, man!" Like, you know, like. I've obviously like, you know, it's sad, but like, you know, I was just like this is like, do you think like that's like reaching by your opponent, or like what is that type of style? I didn't understand like why somebody would do that.
I think he was doing it because so like people like they flip sick, like the word sick, like I'm sick, I can't go to school, whatever, right? Yeah. Like sick, ill. So like he was doing that whole thing to lead up to, like, I have battles with Sikh my whole life or something like that. Which was it was good, but I feel like
don't understand.
Shout out to Maverick, but like I think he harbored on it for too long, but maybe he just wanted to get it out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it works in my opinion, it works in my favor, you know what I mean? Because I'm attacking you the whole time, and then you like, you know, he's a good rapper, but I don't know what his decision. You'd have to ask him. You know what I mean? Yeah. For me, I was just hyped to be there because that was the biggest crowd I've ever been in front of.
That was sick.
I was in. It was crazy, bro. Yeah. And then
did a lot of brown people come out?
Yo, there was a couple Sardars there, and they didn't even watch battle rap. Like they were there they were like, yo, we heard you were coming out. We want to show up. So like I was telling Shadi Horror, who's he's like the most famous guy over there. I was like, see that? The price is going up. Every time you see a
Yeah.
turban in the crowd, the price is going up.
It's
'Cause they're here for me.
Is there any like scene in like Vancouver or like here
Yeah,
out here
bro.
in
Are you
Camp?
ever gonna come out to
Like
Canada?
yeah, like Toronto probably though.
I would love to come to Canada, but the thing is like,
There's
so
no
like
scene
the
in
two leagues.
Vancouver. I don't.
So like King of the Dot usually, I think they have Vancouver events, but they're not like the big events. Like the
Hmm.
bigger events are in like LA, or Boston for
Yeah.
King of the Dot. That's where they throw a lot of events. They have like little events in Vancouver and Toronto. I don't even know if they do
I'd
that
love
much
to
anymore.
go to one of these live.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, it's so like a King of the Dot vibe is definitely different than like a URL vibe. You know what I mean? Like a King of the Dot is a lot like my home league, which is iBattle. Like that's
Yeah.
where I battled Excel and Sean O'Shawn, Mr. Hyde, whatever. Like there, shout out to Lex Luthor too. iBattle has an app as well. URL has an app and iBattle has an app. The only two battle rap apps. You should get it. But
Yeah, they
yeah,
take so long
iBattle
to
is
post
a
on
very,
YouTube. Is
What's
that
up?
why? So they want you to subscribe to the app, or like?
Oh yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
why it takes
there's a
like
lot of
months to come on YouTube.
yeah.
Okay.
That's probably why. Yeah, but yeah, like iBattle and King of the Dot are very similar in the sense where the environment is very fun. You know what I mean? People are there just to enjoy themselves. So whether you're, going super crazy or you're joking on your opponent, they're gonna love it, right? But you have to be good. Whereas URL is it's more serious. You know what I mean? It's more of like because the opportunity is huge. You know what I mean? That's probably what it is. But yeah, it's more serious. It's more like cutthroat. People are usually more aggressive over there. A lot of people say URL is like the NBA, and then the other leagues are
The
like,
G League,
you know,
and other stuff like that.
Makes sense.
I guess, yeah.
Australia,
Fuck.
men's professional league,
India World Cup.
India World Kabaddi World Cup, right?
Right.
That's dope, man. So, what do you like? So, where do you see yourself going from this? What do you want to take from this battle? Like, what's the biggest thing you want to be able to touch with the
Are you
bigger
trying to make a statement with this?
Are you trying to make
next
a statement with this?
Because it's like
format, or
for a URL you're saying, and it's like
now something.
Yeah, this is my second URL battle,
yeah.
and it's kind of I'm trying to make a statement with every battle now because so the opportunity that I have after this battle, I can't talk about it, but it's like the biggest opportunity I've ever had, right? So this battle is it's like it's me showing that it's not a fluke. I feel like because I had one battle on URL, killed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're at like 70,000 views on that, and a lot of new guys, they've been out for months and they're stuck at 15K. You know what I mean? We got 70K in the first week or something or 60K, something like that in the first week.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were excited and they were like, all right, we got to see if he does it again. You know what I mean? Was this a one-time thing? So like this battle, I'm just trying to show that like this is what I do.
Murder
like,
this guy, man.
and then
end his
yeah,
career.
End his fucking career, bro. Go in on
and
this
then
guy.
and then the opportunity that I have after that is going to be even crazier. So I have to just keep on going.
Yeah.
I just have to keep going up and keep getting better.
Do you ever like when you have that big opportunity like that of next? Like, do you ever get scared that you're ever gonna overlook your opponent that's next before that?
Well, you have to treat every opponent like they're going to have the best performance they ever had against you, right? That's how you're supposed to prepare, because if you prepare like all right, I'm going to kill this guy, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you could get caught slipping. And also, I feel like since I'm so different, people are never the same against me as they are with everybody else. You know what I mean? So it's weird because you got to prepare for something that you've never seen before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I've watched all these kids' battles, I have to know that he's not going to show up the same way he showed up on all these battles on YouTube. He's going to be different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a weird thing to prepare for because you can't really prepare. You know what I mean? You got to just adjust to it while it's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh
That's
damn,
dope,
man. Well, we want to thank you for coming on the show, man. This was sick.
Well, I feel like
Thanks,
I
bro.
hope this like shines some more light,
On
and I hope people start getting into
yeah,
this
so
stuff,
make
because I
sure to
fucking
check it. Do
find
you have any pre-bars for your opponent or what?
Yeah, bro, you gonna.
Oh no, I can't say that now. The battle's next week.
This guy's telling
Yeah.
you to fucking. It's a warm up.
Oh,
May-
bro.
if the battle,
Knowing us,
if
it's
the,
not
if
gonna
the
get out
battle
till 2
already
weeks.
happened,
Okay.
if
sure.
the well, I know they're gonna drop this one because of the opportunity that I have. They kind of want all the fans to like get familiar,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
So they're definitely gonna drop this one probably sooner than the other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if the battle happened already, I would have told you guys, something that I said. But yeah, it's next week. The last week of a battle is always like the most like
stress.
stressful. You know what I mean?
How do you
Just because
cope with it?
you know what it is. It's like if you listen to a song over and over again, you're gonna get tired of it, right?
Yeah.
So like if I have material with me for like a month, like 2 weeks into it, I start second guessing it. Like, yo, is this even really good? Like that first reaction that you get. This is the way that I get through it. The first reaction that I had when I thought of it and then wrote it, that first reaction never comes back, right?
Mhm.
That's an authentic reaction. It's the first time you heard it. So, and that first reaction is what the crowd is going to have because they've never heard it yet. But I'm sitting with it for so long, it makes me feel like it makes me second guess certain things or like get tired of it because I heard it so many times. I just have to remember the first reaction I had when I thought of it. You know what I mean? That's what I do. But
Damn. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because it's
Yeah.
like when people like songwriters or like music people who make music, they usually, if they run out of like they make a song and they don't release it, you just make a new song, and then they're like, okay,
Right.
I want to hold on to
Well-
this new
well-
song, and that's why stuff.
well,
never
if you
gets
think
released.
about it,
yeah,
a lot of artists like Kendrick or M or J or whoever, they'll usually have like 100 songs and then only release 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On an album. But you let's say like 50 of those songs were like crazy,
Yeah.
but he only used 2 or 3 of them because he was second guessing the others because he heard it for so long,
Yeah.
like that definitely happens with artists too.
Mhm.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on. Well, we gotta come out to one of your things.
Yeah, we
sometime.
actually want, because we actually fought
Yeah.
really hard, bro. We
Yeah,
actually
bro.
like I've been watching.
I appreciate that,
for
bro.
a while,
Thank you.
and it's dope. And the fact that you're the first Sikh battle rapper in my eyes, and that you're gonna fucking make it big, and I think something dope, man.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
I appreciate that, bro. Thanks for
And it's an inspiration, I feel like, for a lot of kids growing up that
Right.
have a gutti or that have a partika or our Sardar.
Why'd you say it like that?
I was trying to think about what to say. I lost my track.
Should I say you're talking little
Fix it.
little fucking Parminder Ageni, man? You trying to say Ageni?
No, but I'm saying, like, kids that are growing up that
Yeah.
have that
That what?
You know what
I get what you're saying, bro. I get what
You
you're
get what I'm
saying.
saying?
Bro. Thank you.
But
Yeah.
I feel like you're an
I'm
inspiration.
I'm definitely trying to inspire as much as I
you are,
can
bro.
too.
You are. I think
You know what I mean?
No, you are for sure.
So,
Bro. You got straight
Yeah.
bars.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
Anything you
For
want to
people
say?
watching this,
Yeah.
Real Sick 99 on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to follow me.
Follow.
Damn, I should have wore the merch. I think I have the merch right here. Yeah. The Real Sick
Yo, where can
merch.
we get that?
Where can we get it, bro?
In my Instagram bio, there's a
Alright.
link.
Shop.
There's 2 links. One is to my battle, and the other link is for the merch. Shout out to Lions Gear. That's who I collabed on the merch with. It says Lions Gear on the bottom.
Mhm.
There's a lion on the back too, right? Yeah, you could order it from there, and
Y'all ship
yeah,
out here?
more.
Ship everywhere?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's based in Canada.
Alright, perfect. We'll order some
Yeah.
stuff then.
Yeah, he's in Canada.
Alright.
Yeah. So, yeah, just merch, music, battles, all that shit is coming.
That's
Bitches.
it.
What?
That's it. Real Sick for you. We're the Bains of Beers.
And we are out.
Thank you.
We need the